everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I'm going to talk about things that are killing your reselling business, changes that you need to make immediately because these are things that are preventing you from growing and also making you sell less items. And so many people always complain that sales are slow or they're not making any sales. The amount of people I see post like, oh, I haven't made a sale in over a week, I haven't made a sale this whole month, like, things like that. And to me, like, as much as sales can be slow, there's probably a lot of fundamental things that they're doing wrong that aren't preventing them from making sales. And I've also been contacted by a lot of people individually who have asked me to kind of look at their closet and say, what am I doing wrong? What are things that I can fix that can help me make more sales? And the amount of times I see the same things over and over of people doing, X, Y, and Z, and I always say, like, these are things that are making it so you don't make that many sales. And I try and tell people to implement these things, and actually some people have, and they've noticed that they are making more sales doing so. So I hope this video helps you maybe get an understanding of things that you can change in your closet. Really take a look at your closet and make sure that you're not doing these things, because at the end of the day, if you are and you're saying that you're not, you're only hurting yourself. You're not going to make those sales. So really make these changes and you will see results. Okay, the first one that is so important, and I really can't stress it enough, and I know I've mentioned it prior, but again, I still see so many people not listening. Just make sure that your titles and your descriptions are good. If you're just gonna say this is a American Eagle top, that doesn't help. It's not going to come up in search. No one is going to, find that. And it's going to be harder for someone to really come across your listing and want to purchase it. So be descriptive. Talk about what it looks like. Talk about the color. Talk about the size. Talk about the style. Say if it's short sleeve. Say if it's long sleeve. Like, there's so many good options to describe tops these days. And using keywords are going to help it, show up in search more. And the same thing goes for the descriptions. The amount of people I've seen that just put the title in the description because, they're trying to be lazy and just get through the listing, or the amount of people that I see who, put like one sentence and they just say like, the item is new with tag. Great. That doesn't really help someone determine if they want to buy the item. They don't, they don't know the material. They don't know the size. They don't know the condition. Even if it's new with tag, it could still have a flaw. So I just feel like you need to elaborate more in the description. If you don't have a good description, if you don't put those measurements, if you don't describe the item, people are not going to want to purchase. It's so important to not cut out on time just making your descriptions and titles vague. You want to make sure you put the time and effort in, because at the end of the day, you're going to be rewarded for that time and effort that you put in. Now, going along with not having good titles and descriptions, not having good photos. I see so many people that take photos in like a dark light or like a dark lit room, or the item is all wrinkled, or the item is like laying on the floor with a bunch of other pieces, or like they don't have measurements in their pictures, or they have like one picture of the shirt and like no other follow-up pictures. You want to make sure you're including like the brand tag and the size tag, the material tag, close-up of texture, really showing all the details of the piece. If it has like a sparkly touch to it, make sure you include that. Show the measurements, like be more descriptive with your pictures. There's a reason why you have 15 pictures and one video, because you're supposed to put more than just one picture, and it really helps someone determine what they're purchasing. Think about when you go to a store, like a website. Generally there's more than one picture, and generally they show like a close-up, they show the front, the back, and every little detail that's important. So kind of use that when you're doing your listings, and it's going to help your listings sell faster. The next mistake that I see people making that is really definitely killing your reselling business is to not answer questions from buyers. Some people get really annoyed by having to answer questions, and they don't want to be bothered by it, or they just simply don't answer. And I think that's just really bad customer service. Now, I know it can be annoying to go back and forth with someone and then only to find out that they're not going to actually purchase. Yeah, that is very frustrating. But at the end of the day, if you respond to someone and they, are interested in the item and they purchase, you just made a sale from just simply answering a question. So I do my best to answer, as soon as I can. Sometimes it's like immediate, or sometimes it's a couple hours later, just if I'm busy or not. But I think most of the time, answering questions goes a long way and helps me make a sale. And I think being transparent with your buyers, telling them if there's a flaw or not, being open and honest with them, and, being responsive is really helpful and definitely going to help you make more sales. And if you are not responsive and you're not answering questions, people are not going to want to purchase from you. The next mistake I see a lot of people making is that they just don't accept offers. So many people get offended when they get that lowball offer, or, whatever, they just don't want to deal with it, or they just, whatever the case may be. But I think at the end of the day, the algorithm favors people who accept or at least counter the offer. And if you really, really can't counter or accept, just don't answer the offer, just let it expire. It actually looks so much better in the algorithm. The more offers you decline, the algorithm will actually start like punishing you for it, which I know like people like think, oh, how could it do that? But like it's possible, and I've seen it happen. I just really don't recommend declining offers. And I think it's really best to counter or accept when you can. Now, this also goes for canceling orders. Canceling orders, again, hurts you in the algorithm, but I understand there are circumstances where you're going to need to cancel an order, but try and minimize the amount of times that you do that, because, again, if you start canceling a lot of orders, Poshmark will flag your account and kind of like not favor you in the algorithm. So really just make sure that you're not declining offers and that you're not canceling a lot of orders. And the final thing that is killing your reselling business, especially on Poshmark, is when you are not sharing your closet throughout the day. People think if they share their closet one time, or even if they don't share their closet at all, they're gonna make sales. And really, if you're not sharing your closet and you're not, active on the app, you may make a sale here and there just because you got lucky because your item came up in search. But at the end of the day, the more you share, the better, because every time you share, it puts your closet, or it puts those items in those relevant search feeds. So like if someone's looking in the morning, someone's looking in the afternoon, or someone's looking at the nighttime, if you are sharing throughout the day, your items are going to continually show up at the top of those feeds. So it's so important to be doing this. And so many times I'll go to someone's closet and I'll see like, oh, last shared 24 hours ago. And to me, that's like an immediate red flag. Like if someone's not active, it just, one, it's hurting themselves in the algorithm, but two, it also is like kind of a red flag to a buyer, because they're not sure if you're going to ship out the item, they're not sure if you're going to answer them. And actually a couple times when I was purchasing, I would actually see people that I wanted to purchase from that were not active. And that really made me not want to purchase from them. So at the end of the day, it's so important to be active. Poshmark is a really social app that rewards you for being active. And if you're not, it's going to kill your reselling business. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope maybe you learned something from this video. If you want to see a video on my biggest flips recently that I got for $1 at Goodwill, and then how much I was able to flip them for, you can click right here. And if you want to see another video on tips that can help you have more success on Poshmark, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.